This is going to be a how-to or what not to do to save yourself some money about sanders. Stuff that people don't tell you about that I learned the hard way. Spent more money than I needed, and I want to share it with you.
Hi, I'm Grant. This is my dog Susie. Recently I purchased a 1978 Irwin Mark III sailboat. Boy, is she a project. Follow me as I rehab my boat and eventually sail off to the warm, sunny seas.
So the yard I'm in, you're required to have a vacuum hooked up to all your sanders for DEQ purposes. There's just no way around it. That's just what you have to have. So I've got myself a Ryobi 18 volt battery powered sander. It's working okay. And this end just plugs in right into the vacuum kit. Deal with the sander is it's battery powered. And by the time the battery goes dead, this could be a good thing. It's time to change out the sandpaper. Going through a lot of batteries. I got a game charger, 6 batteries at the same time, but I think tomorrow I'm going to go get the corded sander, same thing. Start out with these. These are Diablo 5-inch 60 grit universal sandpaper. Got these from Home Depot, and 100 a pack. So someone said try screens or sand nets, so I tried those. So same company, 5-inch sand net. It says 10 times longer life. 60 grit. I didn't notice that much of a difference with this brand. Yeah, they last a little bit longer. There's no way 10 times, at least not for when I'm sanding. Because my batteries were wearing out so fast, I went and bought a Ryobi corded 110 volt sander. It's got a vacuum bag, but again, it has to be hooked up to a vacuum in the yard that I'm in. Same thing, it just lasts longer. Didn't have to change the battery as much, which means I didn't have to go up and down the ladder into my boat and change the batteries. And I went through them pretty fast. So to sand your boat, you're gonna need a couple basic things, and unfortunately you're gonna have to spend some money. One is some type of, I'd say 5-gallon or bigger vacuum. This is a rigid, I think it's almost 8 gallons. I think it's 2.5 inch or 2.25 hose. I'm not sure about that. Next thing you need is a dust stopper. It just fits right on top of a Costco bucket. And then you're gonna need an extension hose kit from that bucket. And that just plugs in right into my sander.
This sander was taking longer than I wanted, so I looked for something else.
So here I have a Makita angle grinder, which is great, but didn't have an attachment for a vacuum. It's got a lot more aggressive type sanding disc on it. I was able to locate the cover that hooks up to the vacuum. It was under 60 bucks. I used it, but it's pretty aggressive. I've got 60 grit paper on there. I think I'm gonna try to 120 tomorrow maybe. It's really aggressive and it's getting into the gel coat, and I don't want that. This is pretty heavy. Your arms get tired really quick. Not sure what else to say about this. It's okay. It's a little faster. I already had the sander, and the cover was not one Makita fits all. It's very specific to this sander. Let's see what the sander is. I think that's the number, the 9557PB. Anyway, I found the the vacuum cover online on Amazon. Like I said, it was less than 60 bucks. My boat neighbor, who is Russell Mead of Cascade Yacht Works, saw me struggling and allowed me to use his sanding system. I'll show you what it is here. So this is a Festool. This is a vacuum here. It's a canister type vacuum. It has bags inside the vacuum unit. So there's literally no dust coming out of this thing. Once the bag is full, you throw the bag away, you put a new bag in and you're good to go. So that's that. Rather than my shop vac that I bought from Costco. Next I have this hose going up to this, it's called Mirka, M-I-R-K-A sanding head. It comes with a power cord. The older versions come with that black power unit right here. The new ones don't come that. They're already dialed in. This is a brushless motor sander. If you push the red button, that's your safety button. So when you're changing pads, you push the little red button and it prevents you from it taking off. It has a slow startup and then a quick brake. Then here are your speeds right here. And with this system, this setup, you can see the vacuum automatically comes on for you as an auto start and auto shut off. Anyway, so all I have to hold on when I'm sanding is just this little sander thing. It's so much lighter than the other one. Again, it's got the vacuum hook up. So it leads me to these nets. So this is a 6-inch sander. I've got 90 grit nets. And these are Mirka. Again, here's how you spell the name. Mirka brand sanding nets. They're 80 grit. And they do a pretty badass job. It's the easiest that I find so far. Unfortunately, that sander is about almost $700 just for the sander and the cord. You gotta pay for the hose extra. And this canister vacuum is about $700 to $900, I believe. America makes the same type of setup. It may or may not do that, but this is great. Setup, one, for your boat yards. You have to have a vacuum. Two, it's a multi-speed push button toggled sanding head. It's all by itself. It's so lightweight. Your arms don't get as tired. And then apparently a lot of people use this for woodworking also. I don't know why America or Festool isn't more known, but this is what the big boys who are the professionals who work on yachts and boats use. A lot of woodworkers, auto body guys. I just wish I would have known sooner. This is so far what I recommend. I'll put some pictures or links down below in this video so you guys have a little bit better idea what I'm talking about, and maybe you can purchase your own. Way better and way easier than what everybody's using so far that I've seen. So here is the Mirka Auto Net. These are those sanding discs I was telling you about. There's the part number, 6-inch. There's 50 in the box. I'm not sure where it doesn't say the. Oh, there's 80 grit. 80 grit, 50 in the box, 6-inch. There's the part number. And here's what they look like. Again, they're just hook and loop. I can still feel some grip on here and stuff, but just the hard stuff that I'm going through, 2 or 3 layers of I'm not even sure what it is, epoxy or something. It's really hard. It seems to be working the best. So I lost some video somewhere. So this video that you're seeing now is kind of after the fact, but I still think it's important to share. So that's why I'm making this after the fact. So after my Makita sander, it still wasn't working as fast as I wanted to. My boat neighbor let me use his Festool vacuum with the America sander. The America sander is lightweight, it works great. So I purchased my own America sander. I'll show it to you here. And then I hooked that sander up to my Home Depot bucket and vacuum system. So I just hooked this piece up here to I think it's the Dust Buster 5-gallon bucket cyclone thing, and then from there to my vacuum. So here's the America sander. This is the new version. If you look at if you go back to my neighbor's vacuum, his is a little bit wider here. It's still America, but it's just an older version. And here's the cord that goes with it. This new version, you don't have that big huge transformer or power pack that sits on top of the Festool vacuum. This new version, they made this so you can plug it in and remove it, where the other one was fixed right here, is wired in, hardwired in, and then the vacuum thing was a little bit off to the side. That is an issue. That is a flaw in this system, and I'll discuss that here in a little bit. But here is the America sander. It's 12 volt. The 5.0 is for the millimeters of that it orbits or moves in a circle, if you will, not the speed. Here's your power on and off button, and here's your speed up and down button. It is lightweight. It's great. This is by far the lightest and the best sander that I've found for sanding boat bottoms, but by far, especially when you have to have a vacuum hooked up to your sanders. At least that's what's required in the boatyard here in Astoria. Comes in this nice little hard box. That's the sander. So it's called America Deros, D-E-R-O-S. Here's a 650, or yeah, 650X CV. I think that's the part number. Central vacuum. There's that. Here's a couple of quick pictures of the Festool vacuum and sander. Similar to the one I used, or at least the vacuum, not the sander. I used the America sander. America, I hope you're watching. I found a flaw. Here's the plug. It's got a little snap clip. And it goes in here like this. And it snaps all the way in. What happens is if you sand on any type of angle and your material hits on this hose, it pushes that snap in the open position, and then your cord backs out. See, the hose right there hits on that little thing, and then your cord backs out. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So if I'm sanding on my hole like this, in this position here, or anything like it, in this angle on the bottom of my boat, and I have an angle like this, it hits on that, it releases it, and then my power cord comes loose. The fix is to put that little tab for the extension cord on the outside. You won't have this problem. Anyway, hopefully America, you're watching this and you will fix this, especially if you want other boaters like myself to purchase your sanding system. Hope this helps. So got tired of the goddamn plug coming undone, so I had to use 2 zip ties on this $1,700+ sanding system to make it so the cord doesn't keep on hitting this hose right here where my thumb is and coming unplugged like I explained just a little bit ago. $1,700 sanding system, and you need 2 zip ties or 3 zip ties to make it work properly. Not too happy about that. Hopefully America will respond back to me with a solution. So again, this is another video after the fact. Because my Home Depot hose wouldn't work, or I couldn't find an adapter, I had to buy the America hose. Unfortunately, this is overpriced. This is $61 here. Anyway, so this screws in or is pushed on to the end of the sander, and this goes into either a vacuum or in my case to that turbo or that dust buster thing. I think it's 25 feet long if I remember right, something 21 feet long. It's nice, I just think it's overpriced. Again, this is an America product right there. Alright, so because my buddy needed his vacuum system back, I decided to step up and purchase a complete system. Even though I already had one sander, I decided to purchase a second or a complete system, so that way I could have a second person using the other sander with my rigid vacuum. So I purchased a complete America vacuum system. So I bought this vacuum here and another sander like you just saw in the hard yellow box. It was somewhere between $1,700 and $1,900. It's a great system. I think it's a little overpriced for a freaking vacuum system, but I'll tell you what, no dust comes out of the sucker. Right here is where you plug in the vacuum. Here is a port for your electrical cord from your sander. This is your auto on or permanent off, and then auto sander startup. The wheels are nice. This thing is lightweight. Here's your cord right here. And let's see if I can find how I opened this thing last time. No, right here on the side. So it's got two clips right here. Opens up. There's my bag that you can replace, and then up in here, right here, is a filter you can replace, and they probably both need to be replaced now that I'm done sanding the bottom of my boat, so I can use it indoors for wood or what have you. Still got lots of room in here, but it's nasty black sandy stuff. It does a great job as far as HEPA and DEQ and all that crap. It's a great vacuum. It's nice. It's lightweight. Here's the problem I have with it. Again, here's the plug-in. This plug-in goes in here. This vacuum piece goes in here. When you buy the sanding system, unlike just the individual sander, you get a vacuum hose and cable attached all in one piece. Let me explain the issue that I have. So after talking with America sales rep and I'm not sure if it's an engineer or what, instead of hardwiring this plug-in for the sander or flipping it over so this little tab is on the upside, their recommendation is to unscrew this collar and just shove this on there like that. I've done that, but you can still feel a little vacuum coming here sometimes. And I just think, you know, yeah, that's a fix. I think that's a cheap ass fix. You know, it's not easy on and off like the other piece. I suppose I can screw it on maybe. I don't know. I don't know why they made that change from the last one. And there's their way of fixing this. And even still, as you saw in my video, I still think that this is gonna hit on that. And if this is what they wanted to do, or I just don't understand why they have this piece then, if they want me to have it like this. I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. I just think it's a poor design. So I will put a link in or down below for this vacuum system, so you can see where to get it at and take a look at it. Again, this is not much different than the Festool. I look at the Festool sander. I looked at that. I'll put a picture here so you can see it shortly. That usually comes with their vacuum system. It's just a lot heavier, a lot bulkier. That's what both Russell Mead and his father, who both repaired and sanded many boats, said that this America sander is the best, and I believe it is the best. This sanding system is great. I wish I would have bought this complete and not bought the first sander, but I was trying to save myself some money. So with all the sanders and everything that and the money I spent, my advice to you is step up, be a big boy, buy one of these vacuum systems complete at the beginning. Use the right tool. It's the fastest, it's the best, it's the cleanest, and you'll have this badass system that you can use for wood or anything else, fiberglass, down the road, and possibly do work inside your boat and not be wearing fiberglass all over you. It's a great system. It's expensive. Not happy about the hose thing, but it works. It still works good. So if I had to rate this system out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it a 4.5 or 4 3/4 out of 5. The reason for the markdown, or that's not a perfect 5, is I just think it's a little cost. I think the cost to replace the filters and the bag and the extra hose I bought, I just think the cost is a little high. It just can't be that expensive. And second is that adapter on that hose. Besides that, I mean, this thing is great. It's lightweight. It's easy to pull in and out of my car or my van, and it works great. It works, the fastest or the best out of all the sanders. It doesn't tear your hole or your project up. So that's kind of my review. That's kind of my advice, is just to buy the system, get it done, bite the bullet. Don't spend money, waste your time driving back and forth to get different sanders, different pads, different parts, the whole turbo system. You don't need that if you have this. Don't buy other sanders, just get this and be done with it. I did not get any discount. I'm not getting kickbacks. I haven't got any freebies. I haven't got anything from America. Even with the issue that I have, I just think the product is that good, and that's why I'm rating it the way I am. And I just hope somebody else, I can save somebody else some issues or some problems or headaches or whatever. I just hope I can help somebody else with this video.